So how much more is going to have to happen for all of us to decide collectively to just start striking? Like, what else is going to have to happen before we all get together and decide we not taking it no more? Because I'm waiting for everybody to decide to quit their jobs. They can't punish all of us. They're going to have to do something. If we all just stop working, we all stop paying rent, they can't put everybody out. So when is enough enough? Tell me. Because I've been ready to quit. I've been ready to quit, okay? I'm ready whenever y'all are. The current state of the world, it can't be sustained like this for too much longer. It's not possible. The rioting, the striking, the hottest summer ever, the sea animals are revolting, the aliens, it's the series finale, guys. It's about to be done anyways. We might as well go out with a bang and quit paying all this rent and do some traveling, see some sights that we ain't never seen before. Honestly, I think it's time, guys. I think it's time.
You heard what she said, and she's right. And the sad thing about it, the little cute chick at the beginning of this video, she got more balls than 90% of the population, because she's one of the ones that would be willing to strike, okay, to rebel against the system. But it takes a collective effort for that to work. More people have to be on board with this, okay? She has the right mentality because she wants change. But she also know that more people have to be on board with this for it to work. Okay, it just can't be her. It just can't be a handful of people for this to work. It needs to be about 30% of the population for something like this to work. So she's pretty much asking, what is it going to take for everyone to go on strike? Because people are fed up. People had enough. People tired of the low wages. People want their wages to be increased. Everything else is going up. Okay, and I spoke about this in the past. Okay, old videos I made. Inflation, everything's going up, but I mean, the wages aren't increasing. People are struggling. People are out here living paycheck to paycheck. She's probably one of those people, and that's why she's fed up. And that's why she's saying everyone should rebel. Everyone should go on strike. And like I said, a collective effort, because if it's just like 500 people or 1,000 people, nothing's going to happen. It needs to be at least 30% of the population. It doesn't even need to be 100% or 90% or 80%. If just 30% of the population, okay, 30% of the labor force, the workforce, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same. If those 30% just rebelled, went on strike, didn't show up to work, that would collapse the economy. That would collapse the economy, okay? The system would collapse with just 30%. Yeah, the more the better. If it's 40 or 50%, oh man, it would obliterate the economy. But this system is so fragile. If just 30% of the workforce rebelled, went on strike, it's a wrap. Okay, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. People want their wages increased. If they say, okay, we're going on strike till y'all increase the wages, we want the minimum wage to be $30 an hour. You know what would happen if 30% of people went on strike? They would make that wage $30 an hour. They would. They really would. Because they already know the longer people go on strike, the longer people rebel, they're losing money. The so-called powers that be, I call them the powers that shouldn't be, because they shouldn't be in power. But those people, this is all they care about. Y'all already know, this is all they care about, the almighty dollar. By all these people going on strike and rebelling, you know what's happening? They're losing the almighty dollar. They're going to lose billions of dollars each day if 30% of the population went on strike. So what they'll do is, if people demand they want their wages increased, they'll increase the wages, because doing that is less costly than having all these people rebel, having all these people go on strike, and they lose freaking billions of dollars each day. See, but no one got the balls to do that. Like the little cute chick at the beginning of the video, she would do it. See, but how many others are willing to follow suit? If it's just a few people, nothing's gonna happen. And they know this, okay? The people that control all this stuff, they know that. They know people are too pussy to pull something off like that. It's just a few that's willing to do it. There's nothing to be scared of, because if people came together, like she said, if people just rebelled, if they rebelled against the system, then changes will happen. That's the only way change will happen. She made another good point talking about they can't lock everybody up, and that's true. You know, they always want to put fear in you about locking you up and all this nonsense, throwing you in jail, going to court, all this stuff. I don't even like the justice system, okay? I can't stand the justice system because it's corrupt. It's not a good system, okay? It's corrupt like everything else. But that's besides the point. She was saying they can't lock everybody up, and that's true. If everybody went on, well, they can't lock you up for going on strike anyway, but I guess she's just saying there's not enough resources to handle the whole population. All these people, they don't have enough resources to control an entire population. That's what she's trying to say, okay? They can't lock you up for rebelling or going on a strike. Now, if you get out there and start looting and breaking into stuff, that's a little different. If you get out there and start rioting, that's a little different. But even then, if the entire population, if the entire population got out there and start rioting, what can they do? What can they do? They can't do nothing. They can't lock everybody up. They can't do that. That would, like I said, how going on strike will collapse the economy. That would collapse the justice system. You got this whole population, and even then, it don't even got to be the whole population. It can just be, again, like 30% or 40% of the population. That'll collapse the justice system. Well, I don't like the justice system, no way. I don't like the justice system. It was always unfair. It was always corrupt. It was always biased. The justice system is a piece of shit. So something like this happening would collapse the justice system. They can't handle an entire population. I don't like the law. I don't like the justice system. I don't like none of it. That needs to happen. The economy needs to collapse. Okay, this corrupt 9-to-5 system, and the justice system needs to collapse too. And that would collapse it just by people rebelling. When people talk like this, they think we mean 100% of the population. No, 100% don't gotta participate. No, just a portion of the population is more than enough to make changes. Like I said, it sounds like a small amount, but it's not a small amount. You gotta think, truck drivers, okay, that's like the bloodline of this country. Truck drivers, the train conductors, who else? The construction workers, you know, people like that. Okay, if those people just don't show up to work, that will collapse the economy. It really would. And then let's get into like people that work at the grocery stores. Oh man, that would mess things up too. People that work at Walmart, if they don't show up. People that work at these other grocery stores. I live in Florida, so we have a place called Winn-Dixie. If people don't go to Winn-Dixie, if they don't show up to work, how are the rest of the population gonna get their groceries? That would mess things up too. This thing is very fragile, okay? It really is. And something like that needs to happen just for you to understand how fragile this system really is. But you're not going on strike. You're not rebelling to harm other people. No, you're going on strike. You're rebelling to send a message to the people that's running the show. You're sending a message to them saying, hey, we know we got power. We know if we rebel, y'all will submit to our demands. See, that's pretty much what going on strike or rebelling, a mass rebellion, an uprising, that's what that would do. It's sending the message, okay? It's not intended to harm your neighbor or to harm the people. No, it's to send a message to them, okay? The ones that like I said, the powers that shouldn't be. It's to send a message to them, and that's really the only way you can send a message to them. Show them they don't have all the power after all. It was always the populace that got the power, okay? Because like I said, all these people stopped working. Yeah, I'm going to keep repeating it. I'm going to beat it into y'all's head. I'm sound like a broken record. All these people stopped working. The economy is effed up. I don't like cussing, but yeah, the economy is effed up. All right? That's what's going to happen. This whole thing is going to collapse. Yeah, even if teachers are underpaid. I think teachers, like your typical high school teacher or middle school teacher, I think they're underpaid. They should get paid more. If they don't show up to school to teach these badass kids, what do you think that's gonna do? See? And there ain't nothing they can do about it. They just gotta increase the wages. There's nothing, I'm talking about the elites. There's nothing they can do about it. They would have to they would have to increase the wages. Whatever you want out of them, they would have to do it. Gas prices, it's like $2.50 in Florida where I'm at. It's like $2.50, which isn't bad. It used to be worse. It was almost $4 not too long ago, but it's down to like, no, not $2.50. It's like $2.90 actually. It's like $2.90. But still, if you want those prices lower, if everybody rebelled, if everybody don't go to work for 2 days and say, hey, we're not returning to work till y'all lower the gas prices. Guess what will happen? They're gonna lower those prices. I remember back in like 92 or 93. Yeah, back in like 92, gas is like 90 cents a gallon. 90 cents a gallon. I'm sure most of y'all wasn't even born in 92, you know, but I was around back then and gas was cheap. It was like 90 cents a gallon. Probably cheaper, probably like 88 cents a gallon. I guarantee you, if the population went on strike and said, we're not coming back to work until gas is $1 less. Okay, if gas is $1.50 or $1.25, they will lower those prices. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. It's cheaper to lower the gas prices than lose billions of dollars and have your economy wrecked. Yeah, that's how all this works. And again, the girl at the beginning of the video, she's smart enough to realize this, but the rest of the population, they're either too dumb to do it or they're just too pussy to do it. It's one of those two. And I think she mentioned something about paying rent. And yeah, if everybody stopped paying rent, what can they do? Are they really gonna put everybody out on the streets? I mean, just think about that for a second. Let's say if your rent, I don't know how much y'all paying for rent. Let's say your rent's $925, $950. You don't pay your rent. Okay, that whole complex stopped paying their rent. What are they gonna do? They can't put you. Who's gonna put you out? Remember, the property manager didn't show up to work because everybody's on strike. The property manager not gonna put you out. Who's gonna put you out? Everybody's on strike. It's a mass rebellion taking place. The leasing office is closed because they didn't show up to work. So who's gonna put you out? See what I mean? So their little corrupt game is gonna collapse. This whole, like I said earlier, it's gonna. That's the only way I can say it. Really, I can't put it in no different way. I can't phrase it any differently. Yeah, their little stupid game, their little corrupt game, it's just simply gonna collapse. There's nothing they can do. You're gonna not pay rent, but you're still gonna be living there. Yeah, I mean, some bad things might come out of that, because if everyone's on strike, that means there might not be any power. Okay, the power companies. Yeah, so I mean, some bad might come out of it, but still, the ultimate goal here is to send a message. Yeah, to send a message to those people that don't want to raise their wages, that don't want to lower the gas prices, that don't want to lower the cost of living. Yeah, and even talking about the apartment complex, I bet if everybody don't pay their rent for a month and say, hey, we want lower rent, they're going to lower the rent. I guarantee you that would happen. I guarantee you. If everybody stopped paying their rent for a month, say, hey, we're not going to pay our rent until it gets lowered $200 or $300. I guarantee you they'll lower their rent. For things like this to change, unfortunately, that's what needs to happen. A whole bunch of people gotta get together to make these changes happen. But until then, don't expect any changes. People gotta stop. They gotta grow a set of nuts and come together and just, like she said, enough is enough. You know? It's a small portion of people that's willing to do this. We need more people to get on board to make changes. You know, and also pharmacy workers. I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with Walgreens or CVS. Places like that, they're pharmacies. A lot of people depend on these places to get their medication. Okay, a lot of senior citizens, just people in general, they rely on these places to get their medication. But just think, if everyone's on strike, a lot of these people won't be getting their medication to survive, that they need to survive. A lot of people can't go a day or 2 or 3 without this medication. But see, there's no pharmacy workers there because everyone's rebelling, everyone's on strike. That's gonna make the so-called elites panic. The so-called elites, they're gonna panic because all their little workers are rebelling against them and they can't control them. They're gonna panic. They're not gonna know what to do. The only thing they're gonna know to do is make the money go up, increase the wages. That's the only thing they could do. They can't do anything else. They can't, like the girl said, they can't throw everybody. If they wanted to throw everybody in jail, they can't do that for you going on strike. But even if they wanted to throw everybody in jail, they couldn't do that. They lack the resources to do that. You would overcrowd the jails, and like I said, that would collapse. That would collapse the corrupt justice system. You would overcrowd the jail. Jails are already overcrowded anyway. They would have nowhere to put these people. So like I said, some bad will come out of it if there's a mass rebellion, but ultimately it would be a good thing because there would be some positive changes. Okay, it would be some changes. I'm not trying to make this sound all about money, but at the end of the day, it is all about the money because people want more money to live better lives. They don't want to struggle. People are sick of struggling. Okay, they're sick of prices of everything going up, literally everything. Okay, car insurance, don't get me started on car insurance, just day-to-day life, everything's going up. I spoke to somebody that I know that lived down in South Florida, and they said their their power bill was like $100 more, and the weather's starting to cool down, so it's not like they're running their AC, but for whatever reason it went up, you know, and it was for no reason really. It was unexplained. When they called the power company, they just ran around in circles and didn't provide a straight answer as to why their power bill increased. See, so things like that, people are getting frustrated. They're already not making enough money, and then you get stupid things like this happen. But if everybody just stand up, okay, and just stand up against it, grow a set of nuts, changes what happened. Guaranteed, changes what happened. Oh, if everybody stop paying their power bill, yeah, they're gonna shut your lights off, but they're not gonna be making no money because no one's paying their power bill. It's a lot of ways to collapse the system. It's a lot of ways to do it. What's it gonna take for people to realize this? I don't know, but there's a lot of ways to do it. But like I said, people are just too scared. All right, they're too scared to do it.